Touring the childhood homes of U.S. presidents offers a unique and intimate glimpse into the formative years of America's most influential leaders. These historic sites, carefully preserved and curated, provide a window into the environments that shape the minds and characters of those who would eventually rise to the highest office in the land. Each home tells a story of humble beginnings, family values, and the communities that nurtured these future presidents. As you step into the rooms where they once lived, played, and learned, you gain a deeper understanding of the personal histories behind the public personas. Join us on a journey through time as we explore the early lives of America's leaders, discovering how their childhood experiences influenced their paths to the presidency. Up first, we visit Joe Biden's childhood home. Long before Joe Biden became the 46th President of the United States, he spent some of his formative years in a charming colonial home located in Scranton, Pennsylvania. This three-story residence, situated at 2446 North Washington Ave. In Scranton's Green Ridge neighborhood was where Biden's family lived with his maternal grandparents, who owned the property, according to ABC News. In 1953, when Biden was just 10 years old, his family relocated to Claymont, Delaware. However, the home in Scranton remained significant to him. The current owner of the house, who purchased it from the Biden family in 1962, has mentioned that Biden has visited frequently over the years. During his 2020 presidential campaign, Biden made a nostalgic visit to the house on Election Day and left a heartfelt message on one of the walls. From this house to the White House with the grace of God, Joe Biden, 2020. This visit underscored the deep connection he maintained with his childhood home, even as he embarked on his journey to the presidency. Following his election victory, Biden moved into the White House, bringing with him personal touches and a reflection of his roots. The Oval Office, as described in an exclusive tour by Deputy Director of Oval Office Operations Ashley Williams to the Washington Post, is adorned with numerous paintings and busts of influential historical figures, emphasizing the continuity of American history. Biden was the eldest of four siblings. His father, Joe Sr., faced difficulties finding stable work after World War II and took a job in Delaware cleaning boilers for a heating and cooling company to support the family. Despite these challenges, Biden's early years in Scranton left a lasting impact on him. The beloved Scranton residence stayed within the Biden family until 1962, when Biden's uncle, Edward Finnegan, sold it to the current owners for $14,000, equivalent to about $150,000 today. The spacious three-story home features 5 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a basement, providing ample room for the multi-generational family to live comfortably. These early experiences in Scranton played a pivotal role in shaping Biden's character and values, influencing his journey from a small-town boy to the highest office in the land. The house on North Washington Ave remains a symbolic piece of his history, representing the humble beginnings from which he rose to become President of the United States. Up next, we visit Donald Trump's childhood home. A native New Yorker, Donald Trump was born on June 14, 1946, in the borough of Queens. Raised in a middle-class environment, he grew up with his 4 siblings, Fred Jr., Robert, Elizabeth, and Mary Ann. The family enjoyed a comfortable lifestyle thanks to the success of their father, Fred Trump, a prominent real estate developer. His success provided the children with luxuries such as private schooling, laying the groundwork for Donald Trump's eventual career in real estate and politics. For the first 4 years of his life, Donald Trump resided in a charming mock Tudor house in the upscale Jamaica Estates neighborhood of Queens. This property, built in 1940 by his father, Fred Trump, offered a glimpse into the early years of the future 45th President of the United States. Despite its modesty compared to the luxurious estates Trump would later own, the home was well appointed and ideal for the young Trump family. The residence, measuring over 2,700 square feet, boasts a distinctive brick, stucco, and half-timbered facade. It includes 5 bedrooms and 4.5 bathrooms, providing ample space for the family. The large living and dining rooms are perfect for family gatherings, while the library and sunroom offer cozy retreats for reading or relaxation. Additional features include a spacious basement and a 2-car garage. In 2017, the house sold for just over $1.9 million, with the previous owner having purchased it a year earlier for $1.2 million. The home features charming details such as sash windows and wood floors, providing a glimpse into the floor plan the young Trump family would have shared. Despite attempts to sell the house at auction in 2020 for $2.5 million, it was later withdrawn without a sale. Since 2020, Trump supporters have rallied to raise over $3 million to buy the house as a gift for the former president, reflecting its significance as a part of his early life. This house in Jamaica Estates, though modest compared to Trump's later properties, remains a significant piece of his history and the foundation of his journey from Queens to the White House. Up next, we visit Bill Clinton's childhood home. The house where Bill Clinton spent his formative years in Hot Springs, Arkansas, is now available for purchase at a modest $366,000. This marks the first time the property has been listed on the public market. Known as the Birnbaum-Schubitz House, this historic residence offers a unique opportunity for those interested in owning a piece of presidential history. Spanning a little over 3,700 square feet, the six-bedroom home is listed on the National Register of Historic Places, potentially providing certain tax benefits for preservation-minded buyers. Clinton lived in this house during his teenage years, from 1954 to 1960, a period when he first began to cultivate his political aspirations. He would later become the governor of Arkansas and the 42nd President of the United States. Originally constructed in 1896 as a Queen Anne-style home, the structure was renovated in 1938 to its current Tudor Revival design. The house is situated on nearly an acre of land, perched high atop North Hot Springs Park uptown, offering stunning mountain views and a 4-stall stable. The previous owners faced unique legal circumstances that left the house in limbo. The husband declined in health and passed away, and his wife had a life estate, says Ricks, who eventually acquired the property. It ended up being stuck in a trust, so I petitioned the court to buy the property. There were vagrants living in the home at the time. I was looking to protect the home from further destruction. Over the years, various preservation efforts have been undertaken, and the house is currently undergoing further renovations. Electrical and gas line updates have been completed, and plans are in place for 2 new kitchens, featuring quartz countertops and soft-close cabinets. The home, which spans 2,400 square feet, boasts 7 rooms, including living and dining areas, decorated with intricate wood furniture and floral prints, a traditional kitchen, and 3 spacious bedrooms. I have had a lot of interest in the home, but I want to keep it preserved, Rick says. The house was full of trash when I got it, but I cleaned it all up. I have the flooring and paint ready to go. His commitment to the home's historic significance motivates him to ensure the renovation work is done correctly, with plans to complete much of it himself. The town is really excited for the project, Ricks notes. I should be able to do the work in mid-April to May. I just want to be a good custodian or make sure the home goes to someone who wants to preserve its history. The Birnbaum-Schubitz House is more than just a piece of real estate. It is a tangible connection to the early life of one of America's presidents. For history enthusiasts and preservationists alike, this property offers a rare chance to own a significant piece of American history. Up next, we visit Herbert Hoover's childhood home. Herbert Hoover's journey from a humble beginning to a prominent political figure is a testament to his resilience and determination. Born in a tiny 2-room cottage in West Branch, Iowa, on August 10, 1874, Hoover faced significant adversity early in life. Orphaned at the age of 9, he moved to Oregon to live with his uncle, John Minthorn. His uncle's guidance and support played a crucial role in shaping young Herbert's future. In 1891, Hoover entered Stanford University, where he pursued a degree in geology. His academic achievements set the stage for an impressive career in mining engineering and consulting, which took him around the world. Over the next 2 decades, Hoover amassed a fortune, working in diverse locations such as Australia, China, and London. Throughout this period, he and his young wife, Lou Henry Hoover, established homes in these far-flung places, though they always cherished their California roots. Following World War I, Lou Hoover designed and built their dream home near Stanford University. This house became a symbol of their deep connection to the institution where Hoover had laid the foundation for his professional success. However, the Hoovers spent over a decade in Washington, D.C., as Herbert Hoover served as Secretary of Commerce and then as the 31st President of the United States from 1929 to 1933. After their time in the White House, the Hoovers returned to California, seeking solace and comfort in their beloved home near Stanford. Despite this, they maintained a presence in New York City, establishing a second residence in an apartment at the Waldorf Astoria. This dual residence arrangement allowed them to stay connected to both coasts and the important aspects of their lives. When Lou Hoover passed away in 1944, Herbert Hoover made a significant gesture by donating their California home to Stanford University. This act ensured that their legacy would continue to inspire future generations. Hoover then spent the last 2 decades of his life at the Waldorf Astoria, a period during which he continued to contribute to public life through his writings and humanitarian efforts. The restoration of Hoover's childhood cottage in West Branch began in the summer of 1938, with efforts to reorient and return the property to its original state. Missing furniture was replaced with similar antique pieces, and the house was meticulously restored to reflect its historic significance. Today, the cottage stands as a public museum, offering visitors a glimpse into the early life of Herbert Hoover and the humble beginnings from which he rose to national prominence. The small home features not only the bedroom, but also a modest kitchen with a vintage stove and cooking materials, capturing the essence of the era and the simplicity of Hoover's early years. Up next, we visit Franklin D. Roosevelt's childhood home. The home of Franklin D. Roosevelt National Historic Site, located in Hyde Park, New York, preserves the Springwood Estate, a place of great historical significance. Springwood was the birthplace, lifelong residence, and final resting place of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. Eleanor Roosevelt, his wife and First Lady, is also buried alongside him. The site was designated a National Historic Site in 1945, 2 years after Roosevelt's death, and it serves as a tribute to his enduring legacy. The early history of the house on the Springwood Estate is somewhat unclear, but it is believed that the central portion of the current home originated from a large federal-style farmhouse constructed around 1800. In 1845, Josiah Wheeler, a merchant from New York City, purchased the estate. He extensively remodeled the structure, transforming it into a 15-room mansion in the fashionable Italianate style of the time. Wheeler added a 3-story tower at the south end of the house and extended the front and rear piazzas to span the entire length of the home, creating an elegant and imposing residence. One of the standout features of the home is its luxurious library, which houses parts of Roosevelt's extensive collections of books, coins, and stamps. This grand space reflects Roosevelt's intellectual pursuits and personal interests. Equally impressive is the drawing room, adorned with chintz fabric and opulent furnishings, showcasing the refined taste of the era. In 1943, during his unprecedented 4th term as president, Franklin D. Roosevelt gifted the Springwood Estate to the nation. This generous act ensured that the estate would be preserved for future generations. Following his death in 1945, the property was officially opened to the public as a National Historic Site. Visitors can explore the house, grounds, and the Franklin D. Roosevelt Presidential Library and Museum, which is located within the estate. The museum offers a comprehensive look at Franklin's life, presidency, and the significant events that shaped his time in office. The Springwood Estate originally encompassed a vast expanse of land, providing a serene and picturesque setting. Over time, the area open to public visitation has been reduced, but the estate still retains its grandeur and historical importance. The grounds include beautiful gardens and walking paths, allowing visitors to experience the tranquility that FDR cherished. Today, the home of Franklin D. Roosevelt National Historic Site stands as a testament to one of America's most influential presidents. It offers a unique glimpse into his personal life, his leadership, and his enduring impact on the nation. Whether exploring the rooms where Roosevelt once lived or wandering the expansive grounds, visitors can connect with the legacy of a leader who guided the United States through some of its most challenging times. Up next, we visit John F. Kennedy's childhood home. Every great story has a beginning, and for President John F. Kennedy, it began at 83 Beale Street in Brooklyn, Massachusetts, now famously known as the JFK birthplace. Born on May 29, 1917, John F. Kennedy, lovingly nicknamed Jack, was the second child of Rose and Joseph Kennedy. He spent his first 3 years in this modest home before his growing family moved just 2 blocks away to a larger house, eager to stay close to their church, schools, and the familiar amenities of Brookline. During JFK's early years, the Beale Street home was a lively and bustling place. At times, it accommodated 8 people, 4 children, 2 maids, and 2 parents, all sharing one bathroom. After living in their second Brooklyn home for 7 years, the Kennedys eventually moved to New York. However, following JFK's assassination in 1963, Rose Kennedy repurchased their first family home in 1966. She painstakingly redecorated it as a house museum and turned it over to the National Park Service in 1969. Since then, this residence has stood as a monument to JFK's early life and the Kennedy family's legacy, offering visitors a glimpse into the beginnings of a family often regarded as American royalty. Upon entering the house, visitors are greeted by a cozy sitting room to the immediate right. This room is elegantly decorated with inviting furniture and heartwarming family photos. Early issues of National Geographic suggest the family's intellectual pursuits, while soft light from the windows illuminates the grand piano where the Kennedy children learned to play. Across the entryway lies the dining room, a space where the Kennedy children were encouraged to develop strong opinions and engage in discussions about current events and politics. Despite their young ages during their time in this house, the children had their own separate table, but were still nurtured to foster curiosity, independent thought, and early political awareness. Rose Kennedy, while curating the house for the National Park Service, set the dining table with her wedding china, adding a touch of elegance that might seem uncharacteristic for a home filled with young children. Ascending the stairs to the second floor, a door on the right leads to the master bedroom. This is the room where JFK and 3 of his siblings were born. Above the bed closest to the window hangs a small reproduction of Raphael's Madonna of the Grand Duke, symbolizing Rose and Joe's commitment to their Catholic faith and their effort to instill religious values in their children. Across the hall from the master bedroom is the nursery, where young Jack spent most of his time. Frequently ill as a child, JFK spent more time recovering in this room than most other children might have. Further down the hallway, visitors find the guest bedroom, which occasionally accommodated one or more of the children when the house became more crowded, and Rose Kennedy's office. The JFK birthplace, now a National Historic Site, is more than just a house. It is a testament to the early life of one of America's most beloved presidents. It reflects the values, aspirations, and familial bonds that shaped JFK and his siblings. Today, it stands as a cherished piece of history, allowing visitors to step back in time and experience the humble beginnings of a family that would leave a lasting impact on the nation. Up next, we visit Richard Nixon's childhood home. One of Orange County's most renowned landmarks didn't start out with such prestige when it was constructed a century ago. The unassuming farmhouse, built by Frank Nixon from a kit likely purchased at a local lumber yard, stood along what is now known as Yorba Linda Boulevard. Despite its modest beginnings, this house would soon gain historical significance. In just a few months after its assembly, the house witnessed the birth of a boy who would grow up to become the 37th President of the United States, Richard Nixon. Today, this quaint farmhouse is a central attraction at the Nixon Presidential Library and Museum, drawing thousands of visitors annually. To commemorate the centennial of the birthplace, as it is affectionately called, the Richard Nixon Foundation is hosting a celebration this weekend. The event will feature members of the Nixon family, descendants of Yorba Linda's pioneer families, and vintage cars, including a 1909 Buick. Historical Society members dressed in period attire will also be in attendance, adding to the nostalgic atmosphere. Back in 1910, Yorba Linda was a small, burgeoning community with just 31 residents. The Nixon family's 1.5-story farmhouse, despite its simplicity, was a bustling household. The home includes a living room, dining room, kitchen, pantry, office, and 2 bedrooms. The ground floor master bedroom was occupied by Nixon's parents, while the second smaller bedroom on the upper level was shared by the future president and his brothers. One of the notable features of the house is the piano, which was young Richard Nixon's prized possession. He was a talented musician, and this instrument played a significant role in his childhood. As visitors tour the Nixon birthplace, they can sense the historical weight and the humble origins from which a significant political figure emerged. The house, now preserved meticulously, serves not only as a monument to Nixon's early life, but also as a symbol of the era's architectural and cultural simplicity. It stands as a testament to the notion that great leaders often come from the most unpretentious beginnings. Up next, we visit Jimmy Carter's childhood home, James Earl Carter. Sr. and his family moved into their farmhouse in 1928, a home that lacked running water and electricity until 1938, relying on fireplaces and wood stoves for heat. The Carters lived here until 1949. Jimmy, like many boys, loved the outdoors, but but also cherished his bedroom, where he kept postcards, letters, and souvenirs from his Uncle Tom Gordy, a Navy man. These mementos fueled his dreams of distant places and a future in the Navy. After school, the Carter children would first stop by the black desk they nicknamed Mother. Their mother, a nurse often away from home, left their chore lists on this desk. Evenings were spent together around a battery-powered radio, listening to favorite programs, news, and sports after dinner. The Carters' food was largely homegrown, sourced from their fields, garden, pasture, and yard. Cooking and canning on the wood cook stove was a lengthy process, providing warmth in winter, but unwelcome heat in summer. The installation of an indoor bathroom was a major event for the Carter family. Despite the cold showers with water directly from the windmill tank and a bucket shower head, it was a relief not to trek outside to the outhouse. The property also included storage sheds, a milking barn, a harness shed, a pump shed, and a large barn, forming the backdrop of Jimmy Carter's early years and shaping his future.
Alright everyone, I think that's going to wrap this video up. Like I mentioned in the beginning, follow all my social media, and also 50% of the people who watch me don't subscribe. So just, if you're watching, just click the subscribe button. It's free, it means a lot. And then an alternative option would be to become a member, which costs a couple dollars, but then, you know, I'll be calling you guys, FaceTiming you guys. You get cool badges, you get exclusive videos. I'll be making videos that I can't show, like public channel. So you guys get a ton of cool features and by clicking here and becoming a member. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I love you guys. Thank you for the constant support. Feel free to share this video on anything, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.